Does lightness skill really exist? Can the lightness skills in Chinese martial arts actually be mastered? Did people in ancient times really possess this ability? What's the science behind it, and how come nobody can do it now? These questions aren't just on the minds of foreigners. We Chinese are just as curious, especially people from my generation who grew up watching martial shows. The different lightness skills shown in TV series fascinated us. As teenagers, we often daydreamed about stumbling upon a martial arts manual, practicing the moves, and eventually mastering lightness skills, just like the characters in the movies, flying around. But as you can see, that's just not possible. Back to the earlier question, does lightness skill really exist? Well, that depends on how you define it. If you are talking about the lightness skills seen in martial arts films, the answer is probably no. Most of these so-called lightness skills actually come from the imagination of martial arts novelists. They took inspiration from certain real-life skills and legends, then added a touch of romanticized martial arts fantasy and artistic flair, creating the famous lightness skills we all know, each with its own cool, legendary name. Linbo Weibu, wave like subtle steps. This lightness skill describes steps as light and fluid as ripples on water, extremely graceful. The user can briefly hover in the air or swiftly cross obstacles in a flash. 草上飞, grass top flying. Once this lightness skill is mastered, the user can walk on the tips of grass as if flying above it, barely making contact with the surface. Unfortunately, while these lightness skills look cool and are definitely attractive, they clearly go against the laws of physics. As I mentioned before, they most likely don't exist. But if you are talking about lightness skills, like using special footwork and techniques to quickly climb buildings or even walk on rooftops, then no, they haven't disappeared. In fact, they still exist today and have evolved into a very young and exciting sport, parkour. People who are skilled in parkour are agile and quick, able to run fast and leap over obstacles, kind of like walking walls. In ancient times, buildings were low with uneven walls for bumps and dips, giving people plenty of points to push out from. Since there were no videos back then, over time, these parkour-like moves, passed down orally and recorded in writing, were exaggerated and romanticized, ultimately creating the impression that ancient people could perform lightness skills. But some still firmly believe that there were indeed people in ancient times who could perform lightness skills. They think that the ancient royal nobility trained many martial arts masters. These masters were not only skilled in Kung Fu, but also mastered lightness skills. They think lightness skills disappeared because modern life has become so busy. People are too caught up with the studies and careers to dedicate the time and energy needed to practice. I don't really buy into this theory. Sure, these ancient masters might have had impressive Kung Fu skills and above-average agility and strength, but I highly doubt they had the unrealistic lightness abilities we see in the movies. They probably wouldn't have been able to do anything beyond the level of modern parkour. We happen to be living in an era where education is becoming devalued, but it's also the age of attention economics. If you could actually perform lightness skills, that would be incredibly rare and could definitely be turned into a career. In that sense, training in lightness skills would be as worthwhile as studying. Plus, with advancements in science, medical technology, and nutrition, we know more about the human body than the ancients ever did. We can even do targeted training for each muscle and bone. In many ways, today's conditions are more favorable for developing lightness skills than those of the past. Yet, it seems we haven't seen any truly impressive lightness skills yet. 蜻蜓点水, dragonfly skin. This lightness skill often appears in Wuxia novels. The user only needs to lightly touch the surface of the water to leap over it, moving quickly and elegantly. 神行百变, mystic swift shifts. This skill emphasizes the user's ability to change direction rapidly within a very short time. 一苇渡江. The user can use a bamboo pole to cross a river, maintaining perfect balance without touching the water, effortlessly gliding over the surface.